to the Craze in 10 or less. This is a show where I give it to you in 10 minutes or under, and if I don't, that's because I've been at Comic Cons, man. Give the man a break. Anyway, bullying, online bullying, any kind of bullying. How do you deal with that in comics or in any kind of creative art form? That's the topic of the day. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera. Stop acting up. Let's get it. All right, so why this topic? And don't worry about my desk is messy. I just got back from Dallas Fan Festival right now, and I needed to do this Crazy 10 or less because I had some interesting conversations. So bullying, where does it come from? How do you deal with bullying? In order to address it, I'm going to come up with share some stories of myself when I was bullied, and I've been bullied my whole life, since I was a kid and growing up, which is why I created this tough exterior, this tough skin, and how I deal with some of those things. But it took time. So I mean, the bullying started when I was a kid, when I used to walk on my tippy toes, right? And so people will call me all sorts of names. The boys in the neighborhood will call me all sorts of names, and they would pick on me. Um, so what I did to what did I do to remedy that? I put weights in my book bag. I got a vest with weights, and I used that to put the pressure so I can walk. And I focused on my walk and my step so that it didn't bounce. I had a bounce to my walk, and because I didn't want to have to hear the constant name calling. Right? I didn't retaliate. I fixed I fixed the situation that I wasn't comfortable with. Right? I had freckles. I mean, not freckles. I had pimples. I had tons of pimples. I mean, bad. And I would get called creative face and all that stuff or whatever. And so I did my research. I researched and researched and researched, and I saw this infomercial for a thing called acne statin. And I went and bought acne statin, and I put it on my face, and I followed the instructions, and it cleared it up. Right? And I didn't cry. I didn't fuel the fire. I didn't boost their ego. Right? So bullies, they want a reaction, right? And when you don't give that reaction, they don't know how to handle it. They get confused by it, right? Um, had online bullying at one time. This is before any sort of um, before Facebook, before Instagram. This is way before that. And this is in comics. And there was forums. Remember forums, digital webbing, and all these other forums. And these guys and a group of nerds were ripping into me and saying all these crazy stuff. So I did some research, and I found out that they're a club, and they meet up on the weekends at a specific location. Um, and so I showed up at that location, and I introduced myself. And I said I went there with a couple buddies of mine, and I introduced myself, and I said, "Hey, I'm Sam. You have my attention. Why don't you tell me exactly why are you saying these things? I'm here, and why do you feel the need to do it online? I'm here." They didn't know how to handle it. They apologized, and it stopped and it ceased. Right? Should I have done that? No, but I think at that point I didn't know these guys from a hole in the wall. Didn't understand why they felt the need to come after me. Right? And over the years, I've seen online there's a lot of attacks, subliminal attacks. There's people leaving your windows, right? Because they had a disagreement with somebody, so they want to let off steam on social media. They'll say things like, people need to know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I've always felt, here's the thing: if you're a target of a bully, ignore the bully, shut it down, delete them from. If you're the one in control of the post, delete it. Don't give it life. If you have a problem with somebody, the best course of action is to go and talk to that somebody. Don't expose it on social media. Don't expose it on social media because it does not a pretty picture on you. All the rants, all the it's not a good look on you, right? Because it shows that you don't have the emotional intelligence to be able to carry a conversation, even if it's opposing views, even if you don't agree. Respect the fact that you don't agree and keep it moving. If you cannot come to some sort of mutual understanding, walk away. but they're dragging through the mud. So if you're a target of bullying, don't give it life. A bully wants a reaction. A bully wants someone's attacking your art style. Don't give it energy. Someone's attacking your writing, your coloring, whatever it is you do, a book that you published. Don't give it life. Walk away. Be the bigger person. Walk away because all it is words. All it is symbols on on a piece of technology. What's it really doing to you? As long as they don't cross the line and it's not physical, right? What's it really doing? So unfortunately, we're in a world where a lot of people don't have an outlet or a trusted person to be able to unload the burdens, unload the anxieties that they're dealing with. And so sometimes the attack on you is not really you, it's just crying out for help, but they just don't know how to get that help, right? There's so many different causes for it. You know, because I was bullied so much, I didn't realize that I was a bully at times to my closest friends, right? And it wasn't until a friend told me, yo, I don't like the way you're treating me. And I didn't understand it. And I said, what do you mean? Give me an example. And they gave me an example, and I'd step back, and it's like, you're right. I'm doing exactly what was done to me. My bad. Thank you for checking me. Thank you for making me aware. Anytime I cross the line, please let me know. I'm going to make a hard effort to ensure that I don't put you in that situation where you feel uncomfortable or you feel a certain way towards me. I value our friendship. I didn't say, what are you talking about? You're just sensitive. That's a cop out. Why is it you're always complaining? That's a cop out. We have to train ourselves to hear when somebody's crying out for help. We got to train ourselves. And sometimes we're the cause of it. Sometimes we're the trigger that causes someone to react. So have the conversation. Yo, I'm going to say something. I want to talk to you, and this is coming from my heart, how I feel right now in this moment. And if the reaction from the person is to get defensive, then they're really not a friend. If they take time to pause, but give the examples. Don't just blurt things out. And that's where you see a lot of that. There's a lot of blurting, right? But give the example. And how does this relate? He's like, yo, Sam, this is a comics. It's because I see so much of it. And, I think we are better than that. And, what I learned this weekend at the Fan Festival, man, we're all trying to do the same things. We're all trying to do the same things. And I seen, and I was in an aisle with some very talented creatives, very talented creators. And under different circumstances, they would have been doing extremely well. Just the environment wasn't the right environment. So we just got to talking, and there was this mutual level of respect. And we all have different expertise, uh, but we had one thing in common, that we're all people with dreams trying to make it in this tough world. That's it. So if you can't find a way to talk to the person that's creating the anxiety, then walk away. But at least you have your dignity, at least you have your pride, and at least, you know, you don't have to cross the line. It doesn't get anyone anywhere. That's the crazy 10 or less. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you disagree with me, put in the comments. You think I'm crazy? Put in the comments. Hey, it's catch the craze. What are you gonna do? But I work every day to try to be a better person. I hope that you do too, and I hope that maybe this might trigger you or someone you know to make amends and reach out and pull out that olive branch and maybe start a conversation that you haven't had in a while, and maybe mend some old relationships. It takes a village. With that said, I only have what 48 hours left of my campaign. I hope that you support my campaign. There's Nailing in My Toilet. It took forever to get funded. I wish the campaign was live at the Comic Cons because I do well at the Comic Cons, and it's just been a struggle. But I would love for you to read it. I would love for you to support it. And if you told me that you've wanted to pick up my book and read it, but never backed any of my campaigns, maybe this is about time that you do. Right? So I appreciate every one of you. Thanks a lot. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget the Good Morning Brew with the Crazy Crew. Thursday morning, George and I will carry on this conversation, and we have some very special guests this week live on Catch the Craze. Talk to you soon. You guys have a remarkable day. Peace.